for tuning in. I'm Trevor Noah. My guest tonight, here to talk about his new movie, King Arthur. Jaimon Hunsu is here, everybody. Such a big fan of his. And speaking of kings, my friends, Trump's getting closer.
Breaking news. Jim Comey is out at the FBI.
FBI Director James Comey has been fired.
It says today President Donald J. Trump informed FBI Director James Comey that he has been terminated and removed from office.
Wow. Trump fired the FBI director. Like, you can't just fire the FBI director. Like, I mean, if he's gone, who's going to investigate Russia's ties to... Oh... You know what? Like, I know we said Trump was an African dictator, right? But right now, even Africans are watching this going, yo, 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 yo. They're like, wow, Donald Trump does not around, eh? Guys, you understand, this is a blockbuster. It's still breaking, and tomorrow we'll know much more. We're going to cover it on the show. But I just have to share with you the reason that Trump is giving for firing Comey, right? Because there's no other way to describe it. It's a masterstroke, right? This is the Trump administration's explanation for firing the head of the FBI. This is what they say. The memo says, I cannot defend the director's handling of the conclusion of the investigation of Secretary Clinton's emails. And another part of it says, we do not hold press conferences to release derogatory information about the subject of a declined criminal investigation. This is insane. Do you understand the excuse Trump is giving? Trump is basically saying he's doing this because of what Comey did to Hillary. That is the most gangster excuse I've ever come. Basically, Trump is going, I'm doing this to clear my good friend, Crooked Hillary. Because James Comey, folks, Comey clearly just wanted to lock her up, folks. I'm not surprised, though. I'm genuinely not surprised that President Trump has taken such drastic action. Because once again, he's facing new questions on the cloud that has been looming over his entire presidency. No, not that. Not that. No. Not that. Try again. No. Vagina neck. I'm sorry, what the hell is vagina neck? Oh, wow. Okay, all right. That's a pre-existing condition. Go back. Yeah, Russia. That's what I was talking about. Russia, obviously. That's what we're talking about. Russia. Get that image out of your head. Russia. The Comey thing makes sense. Because all of it is building up on Donald Trump. Think about it. Yesterday, former acting Attorney General Sally Yates was called to testify before the Senate. And if you don't remember Sally Yates, she was the well-respected Obama holdover who Trump fired after she refused to defend his Muslim ban in court, which, in my opinion, is the best thing to have on your resume, you know? It's just like, I see you were fired by Donald Trump for being too ethical, you know? Like, that's right. And you were also fired from Trader Joe's? Yeah, I licked all the apples. But you see, there was another reason the Trump administration has beef with Sally Yates. She's also the person who first sounded the alarm about Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and his deep connections to Russia, a decision that she still stood by in yesterday's hearing.
What'd you tell the White House?
Okay. So I told them again that there were a number of press accounts of statements that had been made by the vice president about General Flynn's conduct that we knew to be untrue. And the Russians also knew that General Flynn had misled the vice president and others. And that created a compromise situation, a situation where the national security advisor essentially could be blackmailed by the Russians. To state the obvious, you don't want your national security advisor compromised with the Russians.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there and say you don't want anything compromised by the Russians, right? No one wants to add the Russians to anything. There's no situation where anyone ever says, you know what this birthday party needs? Russian influence. Yes, I make balloon horse, but we have to boil for soup. Happy birthday. Like, you would never want your national security advisor compromised by the Russians unless your name is Donald J. Trump.
Sally Yates says she had 2 separate meetings and a phone call with White House counsel Don McGahn about Michael Flynn's conversation with the Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak.
We were giving them all of this information so that they could take action.
But despite her warnings in late January, the White House waited more than 2 weeks to fire Flynn.
Part of me thinks the reason Trump took so long to fire Flynn is because he spends so little time in the White House, he didn't know which room he's in. He's just running around like, you're fired. Sorry, Steve, sorry. You're fired. Sorry, Ivanka, sorry. Where is the room with the Flynn? Where is that room? No, you're fired. No, oh, it's Thursday. I gotta go back to Mar-a-Lago, guys. I don't know where anything is. All right, goodbye. Wait, you're fired. No, you're fired. No, you're fired. No, you're... So the president's fighting with the mirror again, everybody. You're fired. Who is this guy? You're fired. Mr. President, we gotta go. No, you're fired. Hold on. He's a tough negotiator. You're fired. You're fired. Mr. President, we gotta go. Okay, we should hire this guy. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. That's probably what happened. So that could be the reason it took so long to fire Flynn. Or it could be that despite Flynn being a confirmed national security threat, Trump had no intention of letting him go because it would look bad. And the only reason Flynn was ever fired was that 2 weeks later, the Washington Post broke the story of his ties to Russia. Trump doesn't care about national security for but he will not tolerate a PR problem. And what makes this matter worse is that Trump was warned about Flynn even before he hired him by Flynn's previous employer.
President Obama warned Trump against hiring Flynn just 2 days after he was elected when the two men met in the Oval Office.
Mr. Obama cautioned that the new president would be wise to stay away. Trump aides say he was suspicious of Mr. Obama's motives in coming forward.
So Sally Yates and Obama warned Trump, but he didn't listen. Although I'm not surprised that Donald Trump doesn't listen to women or black people. Look, no one knows for sure how deep the Trump-Russia tie goes, right? What we do know is every single time the subject of Russia comes up, Trump gets nervous. And you can tell that he's nervous because he tweets a lot. That's basically his tell. Like, if you're ever playing poker with Trump, just check his Twitter. That's all you gotta do. You'll see a tweet, I raised, but I only have 10 deuce. He's gonna fold. Hashtag bluffing. So much bluffing. In fact, Donald Trump didn't just tweet. This Russia thing got to him so much. To show you how much it rattled his cage, in fact, he even changed his Twitter banner to quote his own tweets. Yeah, which is the lamest thing a Twitter person can do, let's be honest. Like, that's worse than liking your own tweet, worse than retweeting your own tweet, worse than following Scott Baio, worse than all of those things. That is like the worst thing that you can do. So you know what? Congratulations, Sally Yates. You did to Trump what North Korea, Syria, and even James Comey couldn't do. You got Trump shook in his one safe space. And that's, well, how would I put this? Sad. Hello? Mr. President, how are you? Yes, of course. Oh, you want me to let people know they can watch full episodes of The Daily Show for free anytime with the Comedy Central app or at thedailyshow.com. Yes, of course. Yes, I know I'm fake news. All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.